First appearing in cameo in The Incredible Hulk 180, with his first full appearance happening in the next issue, Incredible Hulk 181. The Wolverine has gone on to become one of the most popular mutants in the Marvel stable. But unless you're one of these lucky collectors that we found on social media, or you've been the central character in 20 plus years worth of Fox-produced X-Men movies, slicing your way to a great Wolverine collection may seem impossible. But fear not, Weapon Xers, because we've got your back. Here's 8 affordable Wolverine comic issues that you can pick up on a budget and proudly display in your comics collection. Okay, so first up on our list, it's hard to believe that the first issue of the first Wolverine solo miniseries is attainable and an affordable keep, but it absolutely is. It's Wolverine #1. He's the best there is at what he does, but what he does isn't very nice. But you know what is nice? The fact that lovers of this character can still score a super nice copy of this book at under $100. Next, let's jump over to Uncanny X-Men number 133. And I know you guys know this cover. It's the first issue of the X-Men title where Wolverine gets a solo cover feature. Some people say that this is where the healing factor first starts to get dialed up, but I don't know. We knew he could heal pretty fast before this issue. So I'll leave that one up to you guys to decide. All I know is our boy's got his first solo cover, and it's right in the middle of one of the most celebrated and well-known chapters in X-Men lore. And this book is really hard to nail down a definitive price range for in raw, so I think this one is really about deciding what this issue is worth to you and pulling the trigger on the right copy when it comes along. But anyway, we gotta keep moving. So now we're moving over to Origin #1. This is the first part in a 6-part limited series. While I choose to blank much of Wolverine's backstory out of my head because I think the character's way more interesting never knowing his origin, I have acknowledged that origin stories can hold a great deal of sway, given the right circumstances on the collector's market. Elements of this story obviously made it into X-Men Origins Wolverine, and while it's not the greatest movie, you did see the value of the book jump a bit. Now that this character's getting a fresh start in the MCU, who knows what the future may hold for this book in the secondary market. At the halfway point of our list, it's The Incredible Hulk number 182. Now let's have a little talk, my friends. Hulk 180 is the beginning of a 3-part story arc, and I just want to say for the record, even though Wolverine is put into a cage and flown right out of that book on the first page, Incredible Hulk number 182 is worth keeping in mind for any serious Wolverine collector. It's the end of that story arc, it has a few other first appearances in the book in Hammer and Anvil, and for me, I want that yellow, red, blue trifecta in my collection. So I'm putting it out there because I feel this book does not get enough love. A mid-grade copy of this book is a great way to start your road to 181, that's all I'm saying. But let's keep moving. Next up, we're taking a look at What If number 31. What if Wolverine had killed the Hulk? The reason that I like this book so much is because of all the rumblings of a Wolverine versus Hulk film being discussed for the MCU. It really seems like an easy moneymaker for one of the biggest movie franchises of all time to give diehard fans the opportunity to see 2 of the best anti-heroes in comic history go head-to-head on the silver screen. But what makes this book extra sweet is the fact that Marvel Studios is already bringing a What If show to Disney+. That combination sets off all kinds of alerts to me, and I think this book could be an even hotter commodity than it already is in a few years from now. Right now, a really nice copy of this book can be scored for less than $25 US. But if you're willing to do some digging for it, I bet you can bring this beauty home for less than that. That is, if you're an especially keen comic hunter. Okay, so now let's take a look at another issue of Uncanny. This time, Uncanny X-Men 96. Wolverine goes full berserker rage for the first time in this issue. This book is also the 3rd issue of X-Men written by all-time X-Men great Chris Claremont. His first issue was Uncanny number 94. If you want to take a look at that one too, I think that's a great one to add to your list. There's a lot of great 2nd and 3rd appearances in that book. The only reason that we took this book over 94 on today's list is that you get the first appearance of Moira McTaggart, which, given what's going on in House of X and Powers of 10, it might give this comic a little extra speculation juice, you know? Anyway, let's keep going. The next comic on our list is a book that I forgot even existed until like a week ago, and I feel like an idiot because look at this beautiful Jim Lee cover on Punisher War Journal number 6. It's the first time these two go toe-to-toe. I know Nick used to love this title as a kid.
Man, I used to love this title as a kid.
See? Told ya. That's Nick, by the way. We've seen a little bit of movement price-wise on this book over the past few months on the secondary market, but it's still a book that you can score well under $20. and it's absolute fire. But we've got one more, and boy, it's a goodie. The final book on our list today is X-Men number 100. I have 2 words for you on this one, Mighty Marvelites. Fastball Special. Yes, the classic combo move, where Logan is launched through the air by Colossus to take out an enemy. It first happens here. It's crazy to me that you can find raw copies of this book at pretty reasonable prices. It's the 100th issue of Uncanny X-Men, it's the first Fastball Special, and it's just all around awesomeness. Oh, and keep your eyes out for the 30-cent cover price version of this book. These covers happened on a bunch of Marvel titles between April and August of 1976, and were specifically distributed in smaller towns in Massachusetts, Maryland, Michigan, Texas, New Mexico, and California. They've since become a hot commodity circulating throughout North America, and that 30-cent cover of X-Men number 100 is currently selling at twice the price of its 25-cent counterpart. Very, very cool. So that's it for our list. Remember to subscribe to our channel and leave a like and a comment on this video. If you want to see more videos like this, tell us what character you think we should do next. Let us know if you find anything in this list that you like, and don't forget to tag us on Instagram at Exploding Earths. So find us there and under the same name on Twitter. We'll see you next week. Happy hunting.